Have at me, bro. This is Omega 99 Nemesis on the 5th episode of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin lore play. Alright, so this is the 5th episode, but unofficially the 4th, I guess, as this is where I was supposed to make the 4th episode. Anyway, so from here we're going to go from the 5th fog wall. Actually, no, not the 5th fog wall, because it's blocked by a statue, and instead we're going to go and enter Maughlin and enter the NPCs and finally catch up with looks, only showing you stuff you haven't seen. So if you skip the 4th episode, please try not to skip this one. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so I lost maybe 30 seconds of footage, but none of it was important, so... Alright, so I'm still playing as Midas Tenebris, and I'm proceeding through the cave out of things betwixt and into the coast that Maughlin is on. Alright, so I'm first going to hang a left over to a tree to pick up a Divine Blessing, which is a healing item that supposedly fully heals you. Though, I wouldn't know, I've never used one. Next, you're going to see me go over here, and you may remember in the 1st or 2nd episode, when picking a starting class, I said the Cleric was one of the worst, because it had a catalyst you could get early on. Well, not only that, you can get the catalyst and a superior weapon to the Cleric's starting weapon literally out the door. Now here you'll get a binoculars, which you can get with the Explorer, as I recall. But it's also just more effective to get the binoculars here. Alright, so before I start talking to characters and showing their dialogue off, I'm going to light this bonfire and show you where some items are. Some of these items I discovered recently, and others I found earlier. Here we have a Soul of a Lost Undead and a Life Gem, and something I'm also noting is I'm still marveling at the improved graphics. Like, before items would glow, now they have this, like, silver flame emanating from them. It's just really gorgeous to me. Alright. Now, I am going to be running back and forth. I mean, it's inconvenient, but it would be even more inconvenient to splice and edit it, because then you might not understand how to get to these items. Now, there's an item here, you have to roll through the crates and pick it up. Be careful you don't accidentally speak to Sweet Shalquoir, because it's known to happen where you'll talk through the wall to her. She's in the house there, by the way. Anyways. Alright, here we'll pick up some homeward bones, and also you'll notice a stone tablet next to me. Remember that, because it's connected to a covenant and an achievement. Alright, so after pushing forward some, I'm going to probably hang a right back to Maughlin. Don't go into that pit, by the way. You will die. At this point, you are already dead if you walk in there. Alright, so you'll climb up here to get Titanite shards, which are used for weapon and armor reinforcements. You get a single bit for it, and also you can... But about that big hole, you will have to go down there at some point, but right now it's a bottomless void that will kill you. I'm now going to proceed through here and around. This mansion's going to be important a wee bit later, but for now it's just a mansion you can't get in. The door's locked. Yeah, in here you'll pick up an Estus shard flask. Flask shard. Alright, so after you've acquired all your items, head on over to the Emerald Herald to speak to her. She'll give you a special item, and she serves several vital purposes to your playthrough. Like, in the first game, yes, you need her alive.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey. Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick. Bearer of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid. Seek those whose names are unutterable, the four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away. Is that a shard you found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you. To see light, to see hope, however faint it might be. Over the hill and past the forest is the king's castle, where a man peered straight into the essence of the soul. But whatever came of it, those who come to Drangleic seeking salvation soon lose hope and turn hollow. It happens to them all, sooner or later. That blue knight at the base of the tower, his spirit is already broken. Although he does offer sound advice. Perhaps he is a foreshadowing of your own future. That tiny thing inside the ruins. An ancient being that will mock your very existence. She imparts sound wisdom, provided you find her on a good day. The sign you bear will drain your very souls. And without souls, you will turn hollow. Stay strong. Do not lose hope. Even when you have precious little time. For when the undead dies, it is never truly dead, but only one step closer to hollowing. Not all undead are hollows, but all hollows were once undead. If you find an Estus shard, bring it to me, so that I may ease your burden. Over the hill and past the forest is the
Alright,
king's
so
castle.
after we're done talking to her, she gives you an Estus flask and you can use the shard to upgrade it for additional uses. Anyways, the Emerald Herald can also level up your character and, like I said, upgrade your Estus flask using the Estus flask shards. Alright, so now we're going to go talk to Lenigrast, who is the blacksmith who you can buy weapons and upgrade gear with.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. But now somebody's gone and locked the door. I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop. I'm a blacksmith. I'm not...
Alright, so after done talking to Lenigrast, you'll find out he's been locked out of his shop. There's an additional incentive to opening his door for him. Aside from his services, you get a bow that's in a chest in there. Alright, so now we're going to talk to Maughlin.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Maughlin, and I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind. I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really. A group calling themselves the Blue Sentinels have gained much power in Volgan. You can't even run a shop without their blessing. They claim to be working for the greater good, but it's absolute hogwash. Oh, by the gods, why the hell am I here?
Alright, so once you've exhausted Maughlin's dialogue, you'll find out he's from Volgan, he's a merchant who was down on his luck and came to Drangleic, and is probably undead himself. Alright, I didn't show you what he had in his inventory, but he sells the first 3 shields you can acquire at the earliest point and armor. Alright, so now we're gonna go talk to Sweet Shalquoir, one of my favorite characters in Maughlin for obvious reasons. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this one's actually kind of funny, because I remember trolling my friend, making him think there was a monster in this house. He was very surprised by what he found.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalquoir. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful. This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful? This place is fascinating. We receive only the most peculiar visitors. Folk like yourself. It's enough to keep even a cat amused. Are you going to see the old ones? Those 4 who have grown so incredibly ancient. They must have sprouted quite a thick coat of moss by now. For heaven's sake, no one even knows their names anymore. Imagine that. Yes, nothing like yourself. For you have a most pleasant scent. It grows nicer with each passing day. Have you made friends with the man by the sea? He's lost everything. Absolutely everything. The only thing he's good for now is a few tidbits on covenants. Covenants are a type of, well, contract, you might say. You give something to gain something. That's the way humans like it, right? It might be just the thing you need. But what does a cat know? Did you see that oddly formed rock behind here? Long ago they called it Victor's Stone, as I recall. If you wish to face greater challenges, speak to the rock. Although, you'd just as well not.
Alright, so this is the end of the 5th episode. I've now caught up to where Lux left off, so the next episode, we can actually start moving forward again.